We almost died. You almost clawed my eyes out. I thought I was gonna lose a hand. Hey everyone, Dan and Leslie back for another Disney dining review.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
We are appropriately dressed for the holiday, and we are headed out for our Valentine's Day date dinner at Shula's Steakhouse, which is over at the Dolphin.
Normally we do a red dinner at home, so we make things like spaghetti with red sauce or some sort of red meat or maybe shrimp, something like that with cocktail sauce. But Aiden is working, so we thought it would be fun to do an outside date, combine it with a dining review, and take Jennings along with us.
So I have two of the three most handsome men in my life as my Valentine's dates, and I feel like I am a pretty lucky lady.
You are a very lucky lady. Of course, we are too. So we hope all of you are having wonderful Valentine's Day here in 2023, and you are treating yourself to some sort of special meal. Let's talk about Shula's for a second. We've actually never been here.
Yeah, so this, I've heard nothing but good things. Matter of fact, somebody said we have to try the French onion soup, so that's definitely on the list. And then really the entrees, there's so many of them that look really, really good, from steaks to fish to, chicken to all kinds of different things. I was looking mostly at the steak and fish.
Lots of steak. I'm excited to see how this compares to Yachtsman Steakhouse. It's in the same area, so Yachtsman is over there at the Yacht Club, and Shula's is at the Dolphin, so both right there in the Epcot area, Epcot Resort Area, part of the Boardwalk. Again, our last experience with Swan and Dolphin restaurants, our last two, one was really good at Amare, one was not so great at, I don't even remember the name of it.
Blue Zoo.
Blue Zoo, yeah, could have skipped that one. So maybe this will be the tiebreaker. Maybe this will decide if we are Swan and Dolphin restaurant fans or not.
I've heard really good things, and I've heard that it's also pretty fancy and a little elevated. The price on the menu definitely reflects that, and they do have a dress code.
They do.
So that's why we look especially fancy this evening.
Well, it's a special day.
But they do have like the side dishes, the accompaniments that you can get that are priced like a typical steakhouse. So it's I'm assuming that they're probably shareable to order, and like everybody kind of eats off of them.
I'm excited. This is the first restaurant in a few reviews that we will actually be doing drinks in addition to food here.
They have a fantastic looking drink
and
menu.
Ambiance in addition to service. So ambiance and theming, service, drinks, food, they'll all be separated back like we used to, because they should perform at all levels
They
here.
really should.
So I'm excited, and we're almost late, so we better get on.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Isn't it my birthday yet? Cause I gotta say, you're looking like a gift for me, wrapped up nice and neat, baby. Get in my way now, don't be shy. We'll be here dancing day and night. Get in my groove now, don't be shy. Cause I got this list of my favorite things. You could be the part where it all begins. You could be the first and the second and the third and the rest of it. You could be one of the things I love. Sunday morning breakfast.
Alright, so we have made it into Shula's. We did get beverages. I got the old fashioned, which they call a new fashioned. It has lots of ice in there.
We know how Dan feels about that.
It's interesting. They I forget the name of it. It's some botanical liqueur from Italy that they put in there, so you can kind of, it's more floral than anything, which is
Interesting.
It's not bad, it's just not my style.
I got the blueberry martini. This was the first one that he actually recommended, and it's quite good. I like it. It's sweet, but it also has some sour to it. It's got some tart, so it cuts that sweetness, which is nice because I don't like it to be too sweet. So I really enjoy it.
We did get complimentary sourdough bread, which already been all my life. This is great, and it's very, very good. Appetizers arrive, so French onion soup, the burrata, which actually looks fantastic, and then the bacon over there looks crazy good. So we're kind of just all sharing, like the three of us are sharing everything. So what do you want to try first?
Let's try that.
Try the French onion soup? That is quite good.
Whoever recommended that, thank you.
That is wonderful.
The burrata is fantastic. It comes with like this little side bowl of a balsamic reduction to like add a little flavor.
Really, really good.
Super good.
And very good. I don't really particularly love the grits on the bottom, but the bacon is done very, very well.
This looks incredible, honestly. The Yorkshire pudding looks great. The prime rib looks great. So the prime rib comes with an au jus and a creamy horseradish.
Okay. And my filet comes with a little holiday sauce on the side. That sauce is really good.
That prime rib is so tender.
That filet is
Try
good
your
too.
filet. That is tender.
Yeah. I went ahead and I got some mac and cheese on my plate.
Mushrooms?
The asparagus is very good. I'm gonna go enjoy my food now.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna put the French vanilla bean and glaze.
That's amazing. I'm gonna get more.
It was fantastic. That molten lava cake was
That was
heavenly.
unreal. That may have been the best dessert I've had on Disney World property.
It was really good.
So definitely get that.
Yes.
You have to order it with your entree because it takes 30 minutes to prepare.
So
but
worth it.
it's worth, I don't even know what it costs, but it's worth it, whatever it was.
I don't know what
It
it
was worth
cost either.
Anyway, fabulous food, fabulous meal. I'm pleased. I don't even want to see what the bill will be, but are we ready?
I think so.
Wrap this up at home.
Yeah.
We almost died.
It's actually true. It was some crazy Florida drivers out there tonight.
I didn't even look and see what state he was from. Anyway, guy in a pickup truck, a pretty nice pickup truck, a Ford Raptor that was pretty new. Did not know where he was going. Side note, if you are driving to the Dolphin, I learned this last time, but I did not remember it. When you turn into the Dolphin, when you're coming around the Epcot Resort Road, and you turn into the Dolphin for that main area, that's valet parking or check-in. It is not self-parking. If you want to go to self-parking, you gotta go past that entrance, turn in the next entrance. But once you turn in the main entrance towards valet parking, there's a sign that says self-parking directing you around. I don't know why, because they have bollards where I think you could. Anyway, this guy was ahead of us. He didn't know where he was going. He tried to turn into the area that is, I think, for valet parking. I'm not sure. And then couldn't, and so that was in front of us, and so then he like whipped back, did this U-turn in front of us, so we almost...
No, then he went the wrong way on the one-way to go up into the valet and then cut us off.
Then he cut us off. Then he went through the valet, and then we came in behind him because I had remembered, well, you got to go out to the main road. So there's two lanes leaving that main area coming from the valet check-in area. He was in the left lane, and he didn't know where he was going, so he stopped. He was stopped in the left-hand lane. I'm in the right-hand lane, and I start to pass him, and he tries to turn into the exact same parking lot that he couldn't get into before, into me. Like, I had to lay on the horn, swerve to the right, we both hit our brakes, and he may have been 2 inches from my door.
If that, yeah, because I kept saying, are you sure he didn't hit us? Are you sure? We checked the car whenever we got out. Anyway,
I mean, I was sure he didn't hit us, but Jiminy. Like, oh man. So that kind of like, I was perked up after that for this meal. So, all that to say.
My heart was a-pumping. Shula's was fantastic.
But first.
If you want help planning your next magical vacation, please reach out to us over at fantasticalvacations.com. We can plan you any Disney destination, Universal, cruise line, or all-inclusive resort.
So let's talk Shula's, because honestly, this place was really, really good.
I was nervous going in because...
We almost died.
Well, that. But I was also nervous because of the price tag. And, you know, we've gone to restaurants before with this higher price tag, and I'm so disappointed by the fact that I'm spending a lot of hard-earned money to go to a place that I'm not fully pleased with. So I was a little nervous, like going into this thinking, is it going to be another incident where we're going to spend a lot of money and I'm going to be like, ugh.
Space 220 is a great example. Napa Rose is a great example out in Disneyland.
Yeah.
I mean, you're spending literally, I mean, Space 220, if we had brought the two kids, it would have been $400.
Yeah.
This with tip, and everything that we got was, I think, $356. They do not do discounts here.
We did buy more food than we normally would.
And that's what I was gonna say, because that would have absolutely fed 4 people.
Yes,
And
we brought
then
home enough for Aiden. Like, he will have leftovers.
free appetizers, 2 entrees, 1 dessert, and 3 sides, and then 2 adult beverages, and then they did charge us, I think, $5 for Jennings's Coke, but we got bread for the table for free.
They charged us $5 for his Coke.
I think so. Hold one. $4.50. Sorry, $4.50 for the Coke.
That is so dumb.
Let's talk ambiance and theming. The ambiance. Well, okay, so first the theming is actually pretty good. It's themed around like the 1972 Dolphins with Coach Shula and their, like the winning season where like they didn't lose at all. They won the Super Bowl and then he won back-to-back Super Bowls, all of that. So Shula is named after the Miami Dolphins. Anyway,
I like
it's
it.
themed pretty well.
You walk in and there's this long corridor, kind of like it gave me Steakhouse 71 vibes, with the pictures all down the hallway. And there's like pictures and there's quotes, and I just wanted to like stop and read and like take it all in because it was just kind of that captivating, I felt like.
I loved, one thing that I hated about Yachtsman was just the overall ambiance. It just was very tired. Now they did have carpet on the floor, which helped with the sound, but it was like this weird, like aged nautical like theme stuck in the 90s. And Shula's is very well done, very dark mahogany woods, finishes wood floor. The overall ambiance and theming as you're walking in, like you said, that long hallway, but then you pass a sports bar, you pass an expo kitchen, you pass a giant wine cave thing that's all glass, which was...
I just wanted to stand there and look at that for 5 minutes.
Oh, phenomenal. The Dolphins theming kind of carries through there with the pictures. It's just done very, very well.
Really pretty. Ambiance-wise, we got there right after opening, so it started off very quiet, but as more people got there, it was louder. I mean, I just don't know how you... other than having a lot of soft goods to like absorb it, it's just really hard in a restaurant to absorb a lot of that sound and the clinking and the chatters and all of that stuff. So anyway, all that to say, between theming and ambiance, we gave it a 4.
Service was wonderful, actually. We had a team of 3 servers.
Yeah.
So we never got less than half a glass of water. They were on top of it, filling it up. They were on top of taking our orders, telling us everything about the menu, the specials. They had them all memorized. They came to the point that it was borderline annoying the amount of times we were asked how we were doing, if we needed anything. I mean, I'm not complaining because that's way better than the alternative, but it was like just constant good service, which was great, actually.
Well, and what I was really impressed with is that you have this team of 3 and they all knew what the other one was doing. It was impressive.
It was impressive. It should be for $350. The service, we gave a 4.5. Let's talk drinks.
So they were okay. I mean, like, mine was decent. I definitely enjoyed it. I probably wouldn't have ordered another one.
They called their old fashioned a new fashioned. It did not blow my socks off. It did not have 1 ice cube. It had multiple ice cubes, which means it was watered down faster than anything. It just wasn't a great drink. It was fine. Like, it wasn't horrible or anything.
Yeah.
So
and mine was well prepared. It was great. It just...
they weren't the best drinks on property.
So all in all, we gave them a 3.5.
Food was spectacular. And
I think I just want to say, the molten lava cake.
You're skipping way ahead.
I don't care.
Way ahead.
If you go and you don't get this, you are sorely missing out.
Way ahead. Way ahead, sister.
I'm sorry.
All right, look.
It was so good.
Let's start with the appetizers.
Fine.
All 3 were amazing.
Oh my gosh.
The French onion soup tasted spectacular. It was borderline too much cheese, just like it was just like so much to, like you couldn't even get the soup out without just getting a glob of cheese, but it was really, really good. Your burrata salad was so fresh and so clean.
I kind of feel like my burrata salad was actually the winner of the table,
I really
in my opinion.
I really liked the bacon, actually.
The bacon was good. It was thicker.
It was like pork belly.
But it wasn't, it was easier to cut. It was more tender than pork belly typically is, at least the pork belly I've had.
Less fatty. There was more meat.
Yeah.
You had the filet. I had the prime rib. The prime rib, I would say rivals Yachtsman. It may have been slightly a bit better than Yachtsman, but it's been several months since I've had Yachtsman, so that's hard to tell. I remember Yachtsman being very, very good. This was also very, very good, but honestly, your filet was better than the prime rib, so.
It was so good.
It was real good.
So we got 3 sides. We got the mushrooms, the asparagus, which we chose to have grilled, and the mac and cheese. And they were okay. So my favorite of the 3 were the mushrooms. I think yours was the asparagus, but none of them were like blow me away, and really they were kind of almost to me like an afterthought, and so so that kind of pulled down the score a little bit for us.
Well, I definitely think they were back there making like big vats of these sides, and they just like ladled it out into the, which was a little bit disappointing because I think the mushrooms for me were a little too salty. You said the asparagus was not salty enough. The mac and cheese could have been creamier. It was like pretty dry, so they dropped a little bit on the sides. I mean, just to be quite honest, we would have given them a 5 if those sides had been spectacular. Yeah. They just weren't. And then finally that chocolate lava cake. I mean, you already reviewed it or whatever, but it was
one of
unreal.
those that I asked Jennings if he was gonna lick the plate because
you almost licked the plate.
I mean,
I pushed it over to Jennings. After it was mainly eaten, I was like, you can have the last of it. And you almost clawed my eyes out. Like I thought I was gonna lose a hand after I pushed that over there.
I think I did give you a pretty nasty look. But in all fairness, I was kind of glad you did because I think it was one of those desserts that was so good. I think I would have just kept eating it and made myself just sick because it was that delicious.
All of that to say, we gave it a 4.5. The food was spectacular, save for the sides. So what could have been a 5 dropped down to 4.5 just for some kind of mediocre side dishes, but the rest of it was spectacular. I would go back in a heartbeat. Oh, if I had a spare $350 lying around. All that to say, all that adds up to a 16.5, which divides out to a 4.125. I think that is right on for this restaurant.
Yeah, it is a solid choice if you are looking for a nice place to go for a special occasion or a night out whenever you're here at Disney World. It is really a good option. It was very, very good.
I think this one and Yachtsman are definitely the 2 best steaks on property.
Yes.
I'm hard pressed to pick one. I do like the ambiance better at Shula's. I also love that they have that sports bar right as you walk in, so you don't even need a reservation. You could just walk into the bar. People were eating around the bar, and they had TVs. I love that. Yeah. But man, Yachtsman was good too. Like either one, I think you would have a fantastic steak if that's what you're looking for.
Oh, 100%. All right, if you are liking these videos, please hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss the next one.
And we will see you on the next video.